Bangladesh has been very important to me because I kind of grew up hearing these stories. I grew up in Bangalore, and I remember, we had to stories about, when I used to look at the headlights of the car, we always had a black on the top half of it, and I remember my mother telling me this was because of the Bangladesh war, because we had to, and newspaper on the windows and stuff, even in Bangalore, which had no chance of being attacked, actually, to be honest. I think there's an incredible intellectual capital there. And there's an intellectual and artistic capital in Bangladesh that we must begin to exchange between us, because there is so much similarity anyway among our cultures. And the more we do it, I think the better the relationships will be as we see the other, and understand what the people in Bangladesh are going through, or what that country is going through, and they understand how we live, so that we don't alienate. The Bangladeshi people have stories to tell, they have wonderful stories to tell. I don't think they need to be limited to the liberation. The liberation is one aspect of Bangladesh. I think there are going to be many more stories that come out about society, about people. They had this great microfinancing story that happened 2 or 3 decades ago. They have a massive textile story that they can talk about. This revolution will always be part of their story because it's still quite young. I mean, from what I know and what I've read, the problem of Bangladeshi refugees coming back to India started way back in 48, and then they had all those troubles. They had the Bhasha Andolan, which happened in 52, and there was a fight for Bengali and all this thing. And in the meanwhile, there was a whole exodus of people who were coming there were Hindu refugees who came into to India in 48, and then it continued all the way right up to 67, 68. It became again, there was a rise because again the atrocities that were going on in East Pakistan got magnified, and people started crossing over to India. And you must remember that at this point in time, economically, we were not in a position to feed, clothe and house this many people. It was a massive dampener on our resources. And so Mrs. Gandhi did everything in her power politically to try and get the West, who were the powerful nations of the time, to stop this genocide and to stop this subjugation that was going on in the East, because it directly impacted us naturally, and at a humanitarian level, it was the right thing to do. The kind of atrocities that were going on in Bangladesh, on December 16th, 93,000 Pakistani soldiers, West Pakistani soldiers, laid down arms. And the immediate reaction, which was, I would imagine, a natural reaction of the Bangladeshi people, was to lynch these soldiers, because they had, whether they carried out orders or not, they were responsible for incredible atrocities. But the Indian army actually protected these people, because again, it's a professional army fighting a professional war, and we felt our morality was this. You cannot have kangaroo justice, and therefore a 13-day war, the war that was declared on 3rd of December, and then of course we liberated or helped liberate Bangladesh on the 16th of December. I think as a country India went out of her way to protect the refugees and keep them in India. We didn't shut down borders, and to go out and help the Mukti Bahini and Mujibur Rahman and the Awami League to liberate Bangladesh. At no point do I or anyone else claim that it singularly happened because we went in and liberated them. We definitely supported them, and that was a very important support that I think Bangladesh received, and they've been extraordinarily thankful and grateful for it.
Streaming on News9 Plus. Subscribe and get free vouchers.